Today, I want to talk about being selfish and taking care of yourself first, partly because it has been really relevant topic in my life and my development, but also because I literally just recorded podcast episode in a podcast that I'm co-hosting about this specific or this topic. And I think when, in my experience, I would grow up having this belief that I always have to help everybody else, and it was part of my identity. I was a peacemaker, I was a helper, I was the good friend. I would never say no because that's not a thing that you do if you're somebody who is a good friend. So in some ways, I was not selfish at all. But at the same time, I also didn't have enough confidence and self-belief in myself where I would be putting everybody first and I wouldn't set any boundaries or I wouldn't respect myself. And through helping others, that's how I was making myself feel good about myself because that's in some ways was the only way how I knew to make myself feel good about myself. And only through talking to people who are a bit more selfish, not where they're self-observed or all they do is or like their whole life revolves around them, but they're selfish to the level where they know, and it took me a while to learn this, that for you to be present for others, for you to help others, for you to be there for others, you have to be there for yourself first. You have to have energy, you have to have mental capacity, you have to have enough emotional stability, probably isn't the right word, but I hope you know what I mean, where you're able to be emotionally grounded. You're connected with your emotions. You're able to know that where you stand when it comes to where you are emotionally. And it's hard to be there for others. It's hard to support others unless you support yourself first. And I know it firsthand because even when I started coaching, initially I was able to help my clients because a lot of the work was happening through me. So I would learn something, I would practice it, and I would apply it, and then through that I would learn lessons, and then I give them to my clients. And in some ways, it also allowed helped me to understand my clients better because I have lived a lot of the stuff that I was helping them with. But then at one point, I started to put them first to where anything that I learned, it went straight to them. And I started to neglect myself, my growth. And in some ways, I started to neglect the whole coaching, partly because I felt depleted by it. I didn't feel like I was getting anything out of it because I was prioritizing my clients. So what I did is I took literally a few years break from doing coaching, where I didn't intentionally bring on any clients. I still did a bit of coaching, but I wasn't doing it as my main thing. And then during that time, I learned the importance of taking care of yourself and putting yourself first and prioritizing yourself and things that you love to do and you enjoy to do that makes sense for you to do. And in doing that, I think it was like a few months ago when I was about to go for a walk. I probably was doing 75 hard at a time. And as I was about to go for a walk, I remember I had a friend message me something, or she was asking me something, or needed help with something. And I remember I had this light bulb moment when I was like, oh, so this is what it is. I'm able to be there for others because I'm there for myself first. I prioritize going, even if it's just going for a walk or doing an exercise or, doing things that are good for me or doing things that I enjoy. Like one of the things right now is basketball. Is it productive? Is it something that I aspire to play professionally? Not really. It's fun for me and it fulfills me and it gets me in a flow and I do enjoy it. And that's a lot because then I get energized from it and I can show better for people in my life, for my clients, for everybody, really, myself including. Um, so that's where the lesson that I want to share today is about the importance of not only taking care of yourself first or prioritizing yourself, but also prioritizing, in some ways, fun, actually doing things that you enjoy, not doing things only because you have to do them. And do initially, it might be hard to do it. You might feel guilty. But also, if people expect everything from you all the time, it's partly because you taught them. We teach people how to treat us. We teach people what to expect from us. And in many, like, it was so hard for me to change it. It was so hard to say no to things that I actually wanted to say no to because I was used to saying yes because I'm always saying yes. I'm always being there. I'm like, that's not a question. But then when I started to realize that I need to take care of myself first, and that's how I can be better for others, that really helped me a lot. And it's something that I hope to take with me in other like phases or periods of life because I see how really important that is and that connection with yourself and just being with yourself and taking care of yourself. And that's how you'll be more open to giving the same thing to others. So that's the lesson of the day.